Earth Space Union's Alien Asset Files Number 1. Private Capal. Loading deadlines.txt. The status quo had always been that the Alliance powers paid the brigands to rest on their haunches, but Jakov's emergence had given them renewed ambition. The promise of returning to their glory days, from what we heard, had the Girret and the Durandi on edge. Representative Reg had been presumed dead, and the Girret ex-Storm Rider seemed to have half a mind to leave it that way, a heroic death that gave his legacy the utmost security, whatever that meant. He could look after people from the shadows. To be clear, I thought his reasoning was nonsense, but culture clash between aliens was inevitable. Of course, nobody outside these walls knew that Jakov was behind the brigands' attack on Jorlan, rather than saving the planet, except for the inorganic Vaskar. Fikre must have gotten in contact with the network, though I couldn't believe they didn't challenge its rampage at all. That was leverage that they held over Prince Rukavina, who was being paraded through my people's cities like a hero, robed in the finest silks, and fed on the most succulent feasts. I had seen the machines arrive at these halls many times to negotiate for a foothold on Jorlan. Keelan was fracturing and losing its tenuous peace. Jakov knows that, and that's why he's stalling the Vaskar. He wants negative energy weapons in his hands so that no one can challenge him. I need to think of an escape plan pronto. Reg watched me tinker with a prototype, his purple hood bobbing as he moved. They're streaming Laramac's execution, clearly so we can see. An unceremonious end that comes rather belated. One can only slip away from justice for so long. Are you not satisfied by his undoing, Capal? I'm no fan of Laramac the Insane. If we're going from him to willingly implanting another corrupt monarch in Jakov, is that really better? You and the Durandi have an effortless democracy, and we keep choosing boot heels. I think people want some philosophy or power to govern their lives. It's difficult to make your own. That's why the Girret only choose our leaders from those who do. Yours do as well. I scoffed. How so? The Girret's tongue flitted out. Unfortunately, those who carve their own power in Vaskar society do it through diminishing others. We have those in Girret society too. However, the selfish don't last long in the desert. We clean ourselves of those abscesses by necessity. Inspirational, Reg. I guess all us commoners needed was to move out to the desert. For the collective to choose to take back its power, Jetty commented. The Durandi have always been used to literally feeling small, but letting that intimidate you. You have to puff out your feathers and draw a line. We had dynasties long ago, living in sky nests and tarnishing the clouds with their oppressive banners. We overthrew them. That's always an option. Dawson groaned from where he huddled against the wall, his body still broken from his tussle with Jakov. How do you propose we overthrow a man with superpowers? We catch him napping, of course. That was literally how the last heir of the Liro dynasty fell. Servants conspiring and striking in the darkness on behalf of 1,000 voices whispered in darkness. I was regaled by their stories by a passionate history teacher. Someone Kapow would have liked. Someone Kapow would have aspired to be. I don't want to overthrow anyone. The only thing that can stop Jakov is by contacting someone so laughably more powerful, or the people seen him for who he truly is. Right now, we're incapable of sending a message to anyone, I huffed. It's all thought experiments and wishes. I can't begin to create a microscopic black hole. Dawson narrowed his eyes. Is that even possible? This shit just sounds insane to me. With our technology? Probably not. The way a star collapses in nature under its own mass, you need to cancel out gravity by already having exotic matter, or add in more mass. I figured the illusion solution was the latter, but I just don't have the tools to make it work. Packing that much mass to the size of an atom would require so much energy that it's... Let me guess. The entire energy production of our planets combined isn't close to enough, Jetty chirped. And that's an understatement. I miss Preston. Bring him back. He would save us, he recalled, a rough cough shaking his body. The child wasn't doing well without his Cresslung treatments. I needed to get him out of here immediately. We chased Capal. Maybe if we do that again, he'll think better. Dawson smiled at the kid, looking at me out of the corner of his eyes. There's not enough room to chase Cappy. I think you should rest up. so he's strong enough when we get out of here.
I want to fight the bad men, now!
I gesture my claws at my human friend. Dawson is too hurt to get out of here on foot, so until we come up with a different plan, we can't try anything.
Why not?
Because you wouldn't want to leave him here, would you?
Maybe. I like exploring alone.
Thanks, Harry, Dawson grumbled, leaning his head back. A smirk tugged at his lips for the first time in weeks. I knew he was afraid of dying down here, and horrified of what Jakov Rukavina had done with the brigands since his failure to stop the human pirate. Glad you've got my back. I raised my eyes toward him, nostrils twitching with amusement. I've always got your back, Dawson Fields. If my scientific breakthroughs here never leave this cell, I hope I've impressed you. How could you not? I feel like a pea-brain caveman compared to you. You're out here bending the ever-loving fuck out of physics. Sorry, Jetty. The Durandi waved a wing.
Don't worry about it. Preston already taught him too many words.
Cool. I mean, not cool. Totally.
You're a big doofus. I can't believe I used to be scared of you. You're more nervous than me, I chuckled.
A blush spread across Dawson's face. Really? We found you hiding in a dumpster. My bravado faltered at the memories of my splattered squadmates, the horror that had reawakened when I saw Dawson obliterating the brigands.
Yeah, I guess you did.
Hey, I'm sorry, buddy. That must have been traumatic. I didn't mean...
Laram export. Maybe I will watch the execution.
It's over.
Oh, that's good. Then we don't have to worry about that sick fucker anymore. Humans didn't want that, and my logical brain knows it. I'd just rather not remember what it was like to taste my friend's blood.
Reg's eyes glimmered with sympathy.
I know what it is to be in a chaotic situation and watch people die. It's the memories we prefer to forget. I'm sorry for you, Kapal, and I find it brave that you move forward. You've come a long way, and you do have a strong spirit inside of you. Thanks. Where I haven't come in a long way is my research, and that's where I want to focus. I disassembled the last screw so I could begin working on my quantum disturbance generator again from scratch. Even if I magically build a black hole and get a negative energy fountain dropped for easy access, that's only the first problem. It wouldn't make us any more able to go through 5D portals and help Sol, or to tell the illusions about Jakov. We just need a 4D one to get out of here, Jetty squawked. Forget your research. Get a sample of negative energy and get us out. Then you can continue this meandering quest. Our safety comes first. Well, Jakov isn't stupid. He might let me sit down with a negative energy sample, but not all of us. He knows I won't leave you, so we're going to need another solution.
Dawson nodded, which is getting enough together to make a 5D portal and have the illusions come in to deal with him. And maybe me, but at this point, I'd take getting thrown back in Sol over this 5-star lodge.
Which might mean me getting through and getting help. However, to survive infinity, I think my brain would need to read nothing, which means I'd already have to die, or at least have zero neural activity. You can see why that's a problem, but it's the only solution I have so far. What? That's not a solution! You are not going to commit suicide? Jetty squawked. Of course not. Not in the traditional sense, at least.
Footsteps clomped down the hall, unmistakably the only other human in Keelam on approach. Their kind's ambulations sounded like hooves pounding the stone, despite their marked care not to step too forcefully. I silenced myself from our already hushed discussion, knowing that Jakov was coming by to strike the fear of the storm gods into us. He was running out of patience for results to be delivered, despite the fact that scientific research simply didn't work that way. I had to produce something tangible soon, or we'd all be replaced. Theories were useless to thugs.
Theories are useless to us too, like Jetty said. Impossible solutions are no solutions at all. Why did I even care to find somewhere to continue this research? All my plans are failing, and I'm yet again a pawn to someone who can lord their power over us. Reg is wrong. I'm not here because I want this boot heel. I forced myself to straighten up, hoping to chase Jakov away. I tried to continue the humans' work, but clearly they were the only ones who could pacify Keelam in the first place.
The human brigand came here under the guise of subduing the pirates and demilitarizing them after they shifted their allegiance from Laramak to him. A real hero. I supposed it was fitting that the prince's support for the outlaws and brutal attack on Jorlan had the public clamoring for his head. If they weren't already for his inane assault on the superpowered ESU.
Do you have anything to show for the time I've given you? Jakov demanded.
He was clad in regalia, between the gold chains over his neck and satin attire that seemed ripped from Laramak's collection.
I'm a patient man, but if you're not going to get any results, I might have to motivate you.
I clasped my paws together. Sir, talk to any scientist among the adoring masses on Jorlan, and they'll tell you, I'm making progress as quickly as anyone could. It doesn't take any knowledge of astrophysics to know black holes are wildly difficult to make, and that's what I need to finish my solution. That is the last piece, so once I get that, the rest finishes itself. I'm working on machine designs non-stop.
No more walking. You worked with my people at the gates, and you had all the time in the world to make progress. You clearly did, if you got a portal up and running.
That was with free negative energy from the now closed Soul Portal, and the collective resources and best scientific minds of 5 species, including literal machines that can speed up calculations. I'm one person. If you want me to work faster, I need help, but you can't tell anyone I'm here. I'm begging you, show others my research and see if they can help. Give me a little support, and I will do this.
Why should I? I don't answer to you. My job isn't to make yours easy. You haven't earned support.
Jetty tilted her head in appreciation. Cabal has figured out scientific tenets only the Aleutians knew, including the source of negative energy. If you want him to do this, then support is helping your goals. He cannot work faster alone, so he just needs a supporting cast. I believe in him with anything other than the bare minimum resources.
Tell me specifically what you need, but you're only getting 2 more weeks to get me something. The deadline isn't up for negotiation. Tick-tock.
Jakov Rukavina, the ruler of Jorlan, strolled off with his cape dragging on the floor, not before running his fingers down the stone wall to carve out deep claw marks and shooting a toothy grin over his shoulder. A warning for what he could do to me if I didn't meet his impossible deadline. At any rate, I hope that getting my research to my people would at least mean that it would be carried on. Maybe it would give the Vasgar the hope of progressing as a species, after biology claimed him, if nothing else. It might even offer them a chance to fight back, should they wake up to his ruse. Just as Representative Reg was content with securing his legacy, I had to start thinking of what sort of one I could leave behind with my research. The one small victory I had was that if I never get out of here, someone would see the ideas I had discovered, and that maybe they'd be the key to a peaceful future sometime far from now.